Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, I'm just going to give you an update this morning about this little cherub, Gus Lamont. Now, it seems like two cases that we're following at the moment are so very similar, aren't they? Gus Lamont here, who's gone missing in the remote sort of outback of Australia, and also Jack and Lily Sullivan that we've been covering extensively, who've gone missing in Nova Scotia in Canada. And they're both similar cases, little children that have just disappeared from their home, from the outside their home, both quite remote properties, though I do think where Gus went missing from is the most remote property I've ever seen. I think, people must enjoy living there. I don't know. It wouldn't be for me. Looks ever so dangerous, to be honest. Whereas where Jack and Lily were, I think it was remote also and dangerous as well, but perhaps a little bit more contained than this area. Anyway, we'll be continuing any updates I get about the Jack and Lily Sullivan case I will be giving you, but in this video here I will be specifically talking about Gus. So Gus is 4 years old. He was playing outside at his grandparents' home, where I think he lives there with his mum and with another sibling, but his father does not live there. His father, although apparently the mother and father are still together, but he does not live on this property. So there's quite a complicated family relationship going on. But whether that's got any relevance to the actual case itself, I don't know. Gus's grandparents said she saw him playing outside on a mound of dirt. And then when they went back out to call him in, he was gone. Round late evening one Saturday night. He's been missing quite a long time now, too long for the police to decide now that they do not think he is alive. Though the police are at pains to say they don't think there's any foul play. They don't think he's been abducted. They think he wandered off and something has happened to him. Okay, so I just want to say a quick thank you before I get into this. I've got some Spanish classes later. Anyone who knows me knows my channel will know that in my other life I am a Spanish teacher. So I've got some classes this morning, but I just wanted to come on and give this update before I went into class. So thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, special thank you to my members, special thank you to all of you that have bought me Ko-Fis, sent super stickers, sent PayPals, nice emails, left nice messages. Any way you have helped positively with my channel, thank you. And also I want to say hello to my lovely lurkers, hello to my replay crew, thank you for watching. And nobody's in chat at the moment. I've probably caught everyone out this Monday morning, but if you want to, I can see people are watching, but if you want to come into the chat and say hello, please do. Anyway, right, where we're going to start, because I've got quite a few. That's so the main bit of fresh information, if you like, is after just saying literally last week that they were scaling down the search, or searching in a different way, searching with drones instead of out there physically searching, and the police said they had given up hope really of finding Gus alive. But now it turns out they are going to, sorry, I need to put some windows down even before I start. So they are starting the search again, of course, which is brilliant. You know, very good that they're starting the search again. Sorry, putting windows down. I was on the internet before and I've left a lot of windows up. And they're not helpful when I'm trying to find what I'm going to show you. Not helpful at all. Okay, Okay, I thought first of all we're going to look at this family statement, which was by Gus's family. Which some of the things I'm going to show you tonight aren't new in a sense, but they're new to my channel. I haven't shared them with you before. You may have seen them on other channels or maybe on the news. But so it's going to be a combination of new things, like about the new search that's starting, about these horrible AI generated images that people are putting out there on social media. Oh, what is wrong with people? Oh my God. Why in your ever would you, a 4-year-old boy is missing, presumed dead, and you think, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll create an AI image of somebody abducting him and bundling him into a car. Well, people have done that. Just something wrong with people, honestly. Oof. Just some sickos out there. Anyway, let's have a look at this. This was a family statement that was issued on the 30th of September, so a little while ago now. But we've never seen it. Oh, I'm not sharing, am I? Hang on. Now I can't find it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I wasn't sharing it. I'm sharing it. I'm going to share it now. Go back to the beginning.
The family of little Gus Lamont has shared its heartache as another day passes with no trace of the missing 4-year-old. With the search heading into a 5th day tomorrow, they're still clinging on to hope their beloved little boy will be found alive in the state's arid outback.
As time ticks, the efforts of police and volunteers become more frantic. Still no sign of little Gus Lamont in this unforgiving terrain after he disappeared from this homestead near Yunta without a trace.
Now, when you look at that, so that's the homestead. Then look at that. How far can a 4-year-old? I mean, they can move pretty quick, of course. I feel like he might have fallen down somewhere. I don't know. I think that would be an easy thing to happen. But, I don't know. Why haven't they found anything? They've had the drones up and that.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard time. Hard time for everybody. 4 days is hard for a 4-year-old.
The heartbroken family today breaking their silence with a statement read by a friend.
We're devastated by the disappearance of our beloved Gus on Saturday afternoon.
As they grip helplessly onto hope.
Gus was there.
Yeah, I was looking at places like this. That would be easy to fall down, wouldn't it? But he hasn't been found, having said that. But I suppose there's many, that's a massive area. But you think something would have been spotted from the air, and they've had the dogs out there. But yeah, has he fallen into something maybe, though? A mine shaft they're talking about. They're even talking about possibilities of him being taken by animals, birds, etc. Hawks, dingoes, foxes. He's only a tiny little boy, so I suppose everything is possible. So just when I saw this, I thought he could easily have fallen down somewhere like that, but so very sad.
Since is felt in all of us, and we miss him more than words can express.
Police today scoured previously unsearched dams, officers on horseback and on the ground, the chopper still in the air.
We're trying if we have everything we've got at it. We've got the helicopter, which is our best asset.
But nothing.
We used some dogs that might be able to assist in tracking some humans.
Yeah, so even though, it's this vast sort of area, it did look, if you look at the view from the air, you feel like they would see something, because it's not forest, which would be virtually impossible. A drone wouldn't be much use, I suppose, unless it could get in between the trees. But this looks like a very, I know he's only little, Gus, but you would think something would be seen because it's quite an open landscape, isn't it? And of course, it gets very cold at night. So that's the thought, that how could he survive a night out there? A 4-year-old could not support himself, look after himself all this time.
Might be able to assist in tracking some humans. Unfortunately, they didn't find him.
Right now, the challenge for search crews is determining the direction that Gus went from this homestead. At the moment, there is no clue, no sign at all as to which way he may have wandered through this arid and vast landscape. The community and the family in this together.
Our hearts are aching and we are holding on to hope that he will be found and returned safely.
Supporting one another as the sun goes down on another day without Gus. Hannah Ford, 7 News.
And Hannah joins us now live from the scene. Hannah, the search continues as we head towards sunset.
That's right, Rosanna. Police have made it clear they're not giving up or scaling back efforts just yet. But a decision on exactly how many resources remain at the property will be made tomorrow. At this stage, the search to continue overnight and into tomorrow. The Lion search.
Now, it's important to say this is the original search, so they then stopped searching, but they're now going to search again, apparently. So
Searchers pushing further and further out from where little Gus went missing. The hope is, of course, of finding a sign of where he went, a shoe, a hat, a footprint would allow police to at least narrow the search area. But of course, with every minute that goes by, police and the family grow more concerned. The temperature is set to drop to 7 degrees again tonight as a shattered family sits and continues to pray that Gus will be brought home to them.
So that's the first thing that I just wanted to show you. Let me put that down. Right, let's have a look at this other article, a news article. And this is a current affair and their take on it.
And welcome to A Current Affair. 1 minute he was playing outside, the next he was gone. Exactly what happened to preschooler Gus Lamont, no one knows. After 2 weeks without answers, speculation is building, and a former homicide detective has his own theory.
Not a clue. It's like he's just vaporised.
The search for Gus.
We've got a unique situation, such a rural, isolated area, when a 4-year-old goes missing.
How could he vanish without trace? Remote South Australia, a sheep grazing station south of Yunta, 300 kilometres north of Adelaide. This is where 4-year-old Gus Lamont, or Gus, was last seen.
4-year-old lad, they just don't disappear into thin air. They have to be somewhere. So our job is to try and find which way he's gone.
Described by his family as a quiet but adventurous boy, they're desperate for him to be found. But police say there's little hope of him being found alive.
The search for Gus has probably been one of the largest, most intensive searches for a missing person conducted in South Australia in recent times.
Our little boy lost. Wants his mum. Everyone pulls together in this sort of country. You just drop what you're doing and go. You don't question it.
Little Gus was last seen by his grandmother on Saturday the 27th of September at about 5 p.m. at his family's homestead, playing in a mound of dirt. At 5:30, his grandmother couldn't find him and reported.
Yeah. So that won't have been the first time, of course, that he'll have played out in that mound of dirt or whatever. You know, there's various people apparently living at that place. There's the grandmother, her partner, his mum, Gus's mum, and he has a sibling there. So now, if somebody would have come to get him, there would definitely, people would have heard a car approaching or whatever, definitely. So I think that is impossible for a car to have come and got him, because I do think it would have been heard.
Missing to police at 8:30. An hour later, police arrive and a search is launched. The next day, that search is ramped up. Police, SES, helicopters, drones and water police searching a 2.5 kilometre radius of the family property. On Tuesday, a family spokesperson talks to the media.
Our hearts are aching and we are holding on to hope that he will be found.
The same day, a boot print is found at the property, but later ruled out as not related. On Wednesday, the 1st of October, major crime detectives arrive on scene, but there's no suggestion of foul play. Thursday, the family release a photo of Gus and the Australian Defence Force joins the search. Still, no sign of him. On Friday, the 3rd of October, the search is scaled back.
We've all been hoping for a miracle. That miracle was not eventuated.
So what's next in the search for Gus?
I think they'd be looking at possible accident. They would be looking.
So they scaled back the search, and we saw that. I told you about that, and we discussed that. Now they're going to start again Tuesday, tomorrow, or tonight, as far as I have to think about Australian time. So Tuesday they're going to start again, which is tonight, as far as Spanish time is concerned. When Australia wakes up, Australia's just going to bed right now, I think. It's evening time. When Australia wakes up later on, they're going to start searching again. Why, I wonder? What do you think maybe has changed their minds about starting searching again? Or were they always planning to start again? Maybe because they've been examining that drone footage, haven't they? Have they seen something that's encouraged them to go back out searching again? I don't know. So they scaled back the search and now they're starting the search again.
Third-party involvement in terms of the child being abducted. I think all avenues of inquiry are open at the moment.
Forensic psychologist Tim Watson-Munro says for him, the case is a chilling reminder of another little boy who went missing, William Tyrrell.
We remain optimistic, but being realistic.
Yeah, William Tyrrell, the boy in the Spider-Man pyjamas, that was another case, a missing child disappearing without a trace. Never been found in all these years, nothing, the suspicion went, I think it was his foster mother. And suspicion is always going to fall on the family. I think that's inevitable. But she's never been charged with anything. It's like Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers, Madeleine McCann. There's a lot of these cases. And you just hope for the family's sake as much as anything, because if little Gus is not found, there'll always be a suspicion on that family, whether it's warranted or not. Same with Jack and Lily. If these poor little children are not found, and it's not found what happened to them, the family, rightly or wrongly, will always be under suspicion forever. Really, weren't they? And that's awful, bad enough to lose your little child or your grandchild, or that's bad enough in itself, to not know what's happened to them. But then to be under suspicion if you're innocent, it's terrible.
Given the effluxion of time, if he's wandered off somewhere on the property, it's hard to see how a 4-year-old could survive on their own resources for this period of time.
In addition to the search activity, there has been concurrent inquiries undertaken as a matter of course, as you would expect when a 4-year-old child goes missing, and those inquiries are continuing.
Acting South Australian Police Commissioner Linda Williams says the family is fully cooperating with the investigation.
The investigation is now being managed by Missing Persons Section, which is part of Major Crime Investigation Branch, And that's where all long-term cases such as this are managed and investigated, which is standard practice.
A family friend spoke out, shutting down speculation of the child being snatched from the property.
Stop with the conspiracy theories. This child has not been taken. The property, in theory, there's a public road, but in reality, there are 6 gates on that road out to the highway.
Obviously, everyone at home watching has their own theories. Is that helpful?
I think it's totally unhelpful. I mean, as a nation, we're riddled with armchair detectives. In fact, I think globally we are. And everyone always has an opinion based on...
Yeah, you know, that is, I wish that, yes, it's one thing having an opinion, caring about what happens to these people. But you'll see what I'm going to show you shortly about these AI-generated images that, for whatever reason, some content creators, if you can call them that, have been, you know, clickbaiting people with. You know, that nobody should be doing that. But, you know, this is the modern world. I wish they'd stop just whinging about it. You know, just have to accept the modern world and they can, all right, it's global now. But always, even years going back to Jack the Ripper and there were always people with their theories about what had happened. There was, you know, little sort of pamphlets issued talking about it. People are hungry for this sort of information, and not only now, but always have been. So it's nothing new. It's just on a bigger scale, of course, because now we have the internet and we can, you know, we wouldn't have known about this case. I wouldn't. If you were in Australia, you might have heard about this case, but obviously years ago, you just wouldn't get to hear about these cases. Some you would. I mean, there's always been some global cases, haven't there? You know, there's always been cases that have reached outside of the country, really, when you think about it. Even the Madeleine McCann case, that was 17 years ago, and the whole world knows about that. So, you know, I wish they'd stop just whinging on about it and just accept social media. But it does need to be monitored, because people are doing bad things on there.
Very little information.
You would think it'd be quite easy to find a toddler that's just walked away from the sandpit.
Former homicide detective Charlie Bazina says police would be looking at all avenues.
When you're looking at the location of the property, we know we've got dingoes out there, foxes, feral cats, wedge-tail.
So he says dingoes, foxes and feral cats. You know, that's aside from hawks, great big eagles and things. So, you know, there's always a chance that a wild animal of some kind might have had a hand in this disappearance. So Charlie and Tim, who was on earlier, they're the ones that are always trotted out in Australian cases. I'm surprised I haven't seen Xanthi yet. She's another one that normally comes out and gives her 2 pennyworth. But I haven't seen an article with her yet, but there will be one out there.
Eagles and the likes. To me, it's starting to look like every indication of, as long as the police are happy with the family and their bona fides, that it may well be a situation where he may have been taken by an animal.
As the search continues, at the heart of the investigation, a little boy missing who needs to be found.
It's a matter of, you know, we need to find answers for the family. We'll do as best we can to the extent we can, but a line will be in the sand where they're going to say, you know what, we've done everything possible, and this may remain a mystery forever and a day.
Well, let's hope that's not the case and police come up with answers soon.
Yeah. Now then, this thing, having said that, you know, what we're talking about animals and now we do have to remember that it's not common for dingoes to attack people. So there was the baby, the famous case of the baby that was snatched by a dingo. That was many years ago. I mean, there haven't been other cases as far as I know. So it's not something that happens every day. You know, like shark attacks do happen quite often, don't they? But dingo attacks, children being taken by dingoes, is not a common occurrence. So we have to remember that. I would imagine dingoes stay as far as what, you know, they're not going to go looking for human children, I wouldn't imagine. But that doesn't mean to say that's not what could have happened to Gus. because he is only tiny after all, though he's not as tiny as a baby. It's not a common occurrence, is it? Let's have a look, see if I can find how many children have been taken by dingoes. Is probably only that one. Or is it only that one that we know about? Let me have a look. Let's see. Okay, dingo attacks. So this is according to Wikipedia. The most recent one is a woman in her 20s was attacked by 4 dingoes while jogging at Orchid Beach on Kagari, and she'd suffered bite wounds to her limbs and torso. Let's share this because it's interesting. So we've got to look at the reality of it. Let's see, share screen. So she was a grown woman in her 20s, and then in June, a 10-year-old boy was attacked and dragged to the water, which then attempted to drown the boy, but by holding his head under the water. Oh my God. Oh my God. But the boy was rescued by his 12-year-old sister. And then a boy of 4 in the Cargini National Park, Western Australia, a 4-year-old boy bitten on the leg by a dingo. But there's a lot going on in Kagari with these dingo attacks. I think I'd avoid that. So in April or May 2023 in Kagari, a French tourist bitten on the buttocks by a dingo, with the video of the incident widely circulated in the media. Also, a woman in her 20s, in the same place, a woman receives treatment for puncture wounds to her upper leg. Oh, dear me. And then a boy of 2 in Cargini National Park, that's that same place as the boy of 4, attacked by a dingo and suffers serious injuries, again in 2023. Oh my God, I didn't realise there were so many attacks by dingoes. So in 2023 again, a 6-year-old girl attacked while she plays in a shallow lagoon at Wadi Point, which attempts to drown the girl by holding her head underwater before family members were able to rescue the girl. Oh my God, it's like something from a horror film. So that's twice then a dingo's tried to drown the child, to subdue it, I suppose. They're clever, aren't they? Oh my God. 18th of December 2022, a 5-year-old boy attacked by a dingo near the Ocean Lake camping area. Injuries to his arm, buttocks and head before his father is able to chase the dingo away. A boy of 2 wandered away from his house at Orchid Beach while his family was asleep and was attacked, suffering wounds to his leg, arm, the base of his neck, his shoulder, and he also had a laceration at the base of his head. So a lot of these are in Queensland, in this Kagari place. Avoid Kagari. God. Loads. Oh my God. In 2019, a 9-year-old boy returning to his campsite with his family. They were approached by 2 dingoes and attacked. The same dingoes also attacked his 24-year-old mother as she tried to protect him. 2019, a 6-year-old boy, again in Kagari. A female dingo and her 3 subadult offspring attacked the boy when he ran up a sand dune. Oh, God. So yeah, there's a lot of dingo attacks. I think we can safely say that, just because we don't get to hear about most of them. So after I've read that, I'm thinking it's very likely or possible that he may have been attacked attacked by a dingo. Good God. Hi, Angel. Hi, Darren. Oh, my God. That's terrifying, isn't it? To think, yeah, because they'll be hunting in packs. I suppose they are wild dogs, but I was just thinking surely they'd avoid people. But I suppose if they're hungry enough, anything will do. That's terrifying, isn't it? I just got to say a little prayer for that little one. I mean, I can't see that it can be still alive anywhere, but what terrifying! Oh, just terrifying. This family must be absolutely distraught, isn't it? Right, gosh, that's literally given me a start just to think of all those people that have been attacked by dingoes, full-grown adults. So, bearing that in mind, then, I want to look at the good, well, I say the good news, the only bit of good news is they are starting searching again. So let's have a look at this. This has just been announced. So I'm just wondering, is there a reason why they're starting the search up again? Did they see something in the drone, or, are they just, I don't know, why have they started searching again?
Have returned to the Outback property where 4-year-old Gus Lamont went missing over a week ago.
Oh, what happened there? What happened? This video is bad or in a format that cannot be played on your browser. Well, I watched it before, so I don't know why. No, won't let me play it. That's okay. I will read the article. So, search for missing Gus Lamont to resume again in remote SA. Okay, all right, you've told me it's bad now. Police will resume a search for missing child Gus Lamont in remote South Australia, saying they'll expand the area of the hunt. The search, involving police and members of the ADF, will start again tomorrow, police said, as the child's disappearance remains a mystery. The thing is, I was surprised when they stopped searching, but obviously, maybe they just stopped searching just so they could put up the specialist drone. And I'm sure they will not stop looking for this little boy until he's found, or until they think he's gone somewhere else. Now, the thing about what we were saying about dingoes maybe taking him off, nothing's been found, because he was wearing a hat and a T-shirt, a Minions T-shirt, I think, nothing has been found. So, you think his hat would have fallen off, wouldn't you? But I don't know. So he's believed to have wandered near the house on the property, which is about 40 kilometres south of Yunta, about 5 p.m. on Saturday, September the 27th. Earlier this month, the search was called off after no trace of Gus was found after 6 days. However, police did later return to the site, Oak Park Station, on October the 4th. They spent hours speaking with the family and taking photos of the property. From tomorrow, the search will concentrate on an expanded area outside of the zone already searched extensively following Gus's disappearance, police said. There continues to be regular and close engagement with the Lamont family, who are continuing to assist with the investigation. And police said, but the police say these things, all the evidence so far suggests the boy's disappearance is not suspicious. And I particularly remember they said that in the Samantha Murphy case, didn't they? But it was quite soon after the police said that they then said that they thought the Samantha Murphy case was suspicious, and then they arrested someone. But in this case, so far, they're saying the boy's disappearance is not suspicious. and his family have said in a statement they are devastated and deeply distressed by his disappearance. So that's what we know, so we have to take that face value. I hope the police do find this little one way or another. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you about was these AI images that, can you believe that people would do this? I just can't believe it. So fake images of Gus Lamont, who went missing in remote South Australia last month, have been used to spread misinformation about his fate online. An image appearing to show Gus being bundled into a car by an unfamiliar man has been shared thousands of times on social media. An eyewitness reports seeing a boy matching Gus Lamont's description with an unfamiliar man in a car about 100 kilometres from Yunta. The caption of one post shared 24,000 times. But the problem is the picture was generated by artificial intelligence. Why? Just why would anyone do that? What a horrible thing to do. I actually don't like AI. I've been trying to make my mind up about it. What's the positive benefit of AI, really? Stops people thinking, can use AI to create things, so don't have to use your own brain. That's what's wrong with people these days. Nobody has to use their initiative for anything. They Google everything, or they make it with AI, or it's just pure laziness, and it's stopping people from you can't even don't even have to read maps anymore. Your phone tells you which way to go. And although it's great, it saves time, but I don't think it does people's mental abilities any good. Whatever. I was watching a crime video, and this girl that was being abducted used Siri to phone 911. I just you just think, God, what? We can't even phone 911 ourselves now. We've got to ask Siri or ask Alexa to do everything for us, because we can't do anything on our own initiative. We can't find our way anywhere. Just Google everything. I mean, and I'm the world's worst. I'm not saying I don't Google things. Of course I do. But it's not a good thing, is it? And now here is the very worst of AI, isn't it? Are we not these deep fake sort of photos and things? We're not going to know what's real and what isn't. It's like everything's fading into one great big dream that we're all going to have. I mean, it's like we're all in this sort of, I talk a lot about this parallel universe type thing. I'm like, what is going on, in this world? And we don't know what's real and what isn't. You don't know you can't believe anything you see on the news. You get just like, it's no wonder everyone's got mental health issues. God, mental health's going downhill with all these things because nobody can work out what's really going on. I'll tell you what, if there is, if we are going to have like Armageddon or whatever, and we're all going to be left without electricity and internet, I'll tell you what, you better hope that you're with some older people, because young people won't have a bloody clue how to do anything. If they can't Google it, they won't know how to do it. At least older people have got some knowledge from before the internet, when we had to look after ourselves. We didn't have AI to look after us or our parents, because we had to be independent from the age of 19, didn't live at home till we were like 63 or whatever. So just where's people's free thinking coming? Work at problem solving. Don't seem to have to do any problem solving these days. And sometimes AI is wrong, you know, when you ask it questions. So I see a lot of people, they'll put all the things from a case into AI and what happened in this case. And AI comes up with its, you know, theory on what happened. That's even worse than bloody content creators doing it. Because that's just AI putting everything, just, you know, people go, oh, well, that's what Grok said, so it must be true. They definitely did it. It's mad. I mean, it really is a crazy world. Where's my crazy world emoji? Because I want to put it on. Crazy world. And honestly, just some days you just you know what? Some young people, they just can't brush their teeth. You know what I mean? They can't tie a shoelace because they don't they'll probably Google that. Let's ask Grok how to tie my shoelace. You know, just don't learn how to do anything. And you know, when I think about it now, I mean, I know it's a different world, and hopefully if we never do have electricity power cuts or the internet, or Elon Musk decides to turn off the internet, because nearly everyone's on Starlink these days. Not me though, but I'm sure he you know, the ambition of someone like Elon Musk would be to control the internet of the world. You know, and then he'll get up one morning and he'll be a bit pissed off and he'll just turn it all off. Or only leave it on for Musk supporters, or, you know, it's just mad, isn't it, as well, that people should have that much power. Someone like Elon Musk, you know, he's sending up all these spaceships for absolutely nothing. It's not going to change the world. It's not going to make things better. And then they're all plunging into the sea, contaminating the atmosphere, wasting billions of pounds. Dollars, I should say, that he could use, you know, to make people's actual lives better. I don't know. Yeah. I think because, as far as me, I'm just talking personally about me, my generation, because our parents didn't do any, you know, he was just like, you're 16, get a job, get independent, do this, do that. So yeah, we've sort of tried to overcompensate that for our children, and it's not been a good thing. So the combination of everything, just not good, is it? But anyway, so yeah, what do you think of this picture, Matt? I just can't imagine. So let's say I had a couple of hours spare today. Just thought, what we're going to do with this couple of hours that I've got spare. I know, I'll make a fake computer-generated image of Jack and Lily O'Sullivan being bundled into a car. How does that even occur to you? What is the point of it? So experts say the sharing of AI images can be incredibly distressing. No shit, Sherlock. For the family and friends connected to cases like Gus, the challenge of stories that have shown to be newsworthy or shareworthy means that the continual push for clicks is blurring the lines between credible and non-credible updates. Now, you know what I always say, and I get hassle for it sometimes, because I don't like to go with conspiracy theories. I don't even like to talk about them, because they do just create this atmosphere of uncertainty around a case. You can only deal with the facts. You know, just can, even though it's frustrating, you can have your opinions, you can have your thoughts, but, you know, there's no way that I'm going to go on and say something has definitely happened, like, when there's no evidence of it. That's different from exploring possibilities. When the community engages with these sites, and this is what I always say, even, you know, with my site, don't just take what I say for granted either. You know, you have to have an inquiry, mind you. That's one good thing about social media as well, is we do have lots of different avenues to pursue. Just because one content creator, even if it's content creator that normally you think is good and you follow, I've noticed a lot of the content creators that I used to like, I've had to unsubscribe to them because they've started just going off on one about things. Maybe it's when they get desperate, because this content creating for me is only part-time. I'd like to spend more time on it and do more with it, but maybe when you become a full-time YouTuber, you've got to keep that up, haven't you? You've got to keep, you could have like loads of clicks and loads of views over one particular case, and then it can go all quiet while the next big case comes up or whatever. So maybe when that's your livelihood, you get a bit desperate to, I never follow the algorithm or follow clicks. You do it because, and that's why my algorithm is probably pretty crap, because I talk about the cases I want to talk about, not about what I think will follow the algorithm. But I don't know why these people do it. So anyway, and you as a viewer, and me as a viewer, I include myself in that, all of us as viewers, we have to pause and consider who is sharing the information. Is it verified by SAPOL, which I'm not sure what that is, but is it verified? Is it true? Or is it verified legitimately? Or is it just literally I could say anything now. I could say, oh yeah, it's 100% certain Gus's dad took him and he's now living in Iceland with him. I could say that. Nobody's going to stop me saying it. And some people would believe it. So this is it. You've not to take things at face value. Whether it's verified and what the usual focus of that page is. This poor little boy. So a full-scale search has so far yielded no sign of the little boy. Last seen by his grandmother about 5 p.m. that day as he played in the dirt on the sheep station. And just goes on to say about the search being scaled back because there's little hope of finding him alive. God, it's a huge place, isn't it? Facebook's Meta AI tool has also been found to have spread misinformation about clues purported to have been discovered. It said in a summary that based on recent Facebook posts, detectives had found Gus's toy, which he was holding when he disappeared, with blood on it. That's not true at all. So AAP Fact Check has published a breakdown of false reports made by pages on social media, which appeared to be using fake updates on Gus's clickbait. One claimed that searchers found a Minions shirt like the one Gus was wearing, while another claims detectives burst into tears when they found bloodstains and a body part. For fuck's sake. Oh my God. I tell you what, they're building up bad karma for themselves here. So Ian Parrott, Police Assistant Commissioner, has previously urged people to stop speculating and listen to official updates. There's no evidence of foul play. We believe Gus simply wandered off. If you were to put yourselves in the shoes of a family who would be clearly distraught about the loss of a small child, it paints a little bit of a different picture. And Jeannie Marie Patterson, from a professor and co-founding director for the Centre of Artificial Information and Digital Ethics, said the use of AI in such cases raised huge ethical concerns. We are well past having the ability to identify fakes from reality. There are AI influencers, actors, and now also AI deprecations of real or imagined events, often involving people's lives, with the capacity to cause deep hurt or even derail police allegations. God. So they say Gus is not an AI image. He was a real little boy, or he is, I should say is, but I can't see that he can be alive, bless him. But this is not Gus. You know, who would do that? I just, honestly, it's completely beyond me why anybody would do anything like that. And one thing I just want to say is, I am not AI. You may have gathered that. I think, how can I prove that I'm not AI? I'm not perfect enough to be AI. If I, you know, I have to say, I wouldn't have to get up in the morning, put my makeup on, try and do something with my hair, you know, like, but, well, I don't know about you, but if I ever click onto, you want to watch people, don't you? I mean, I want to watch people professional, you know, acting professionally, doing professional streams, or as professional as possible. I mean, I don't want to watch crappy streams and things like that. I don't want to watch that, but I don't want to watch super perfect. Sometimes I don't mind, how can I explain it? If somebody's just sort of reciting some facts off, that's fair enough if it be an AI rendition of that. But I don't want to watch, I don't mind I think what I'm trying to say is I don't mind watching AI that's obviously AI. What I don't want to be watching something and trying to work out if it's AI or not. You know, is this AI, or if it isn't, it gives me the creeps. Just plain gives me the creeps. Hi, Bluebell. Yeah. Hi, Lily. I don't know if I said hello to Lily or not. Yeah, definitely sick individuals to do that. You've got to sleep at night, haven't you? Oh yeah, I've got 1 million clicks, brilliant. I couldn't sleep at night knowing that I'd done that, whether I had 1 million clicks or not. Just couldn't. Okay, now I've got to go. But so these cases, can we say a little prayer, both for Gus, but also, of course, for Jack and Lily, who are the other case that we're following quite strong at the moment. Now, that doesn't mean I've forgotten about all the other missing children like Madeleine McCann or Sebastian Rogers. I haven't forgotten about any of them, but currently, you know, the cases that we're concentrating on, of course, are these three. Jack and Lily Sullivan. So there's so similar as well, the cases, aren't they? Of course, Jack and Lily have been missing since May. Now, I did a video, a deeper dive about them yesterday. I'll probably be releasing bits of that video as the day goes on today. And Gus, if there's any updates whatsoever, I will be here to tell you about it one way or another. But yeah, a prayer for all of them, please, and their families, you know, one way or another for them to be brought home, because their families, can you imagine just never ever knowing what had happened to your child? It's just the worst thing in the world. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about Gus. Thank you for caring about all the cases that I cover. And don't forget to like and subscribe. That's important. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Thank you. Bye. Ooh. As soon as I say that, may your God go with you, the big dog comes round. She said, oh, she's finished. But she doesn't know I've got to go and work in a minute. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. Take care.